Welcome and welcome back, everybody. Tabletop Toki here, and in today's video, I'll be doing solo playthrough of EcoSystem Coral Reef from Genius Games. During the course of the playthrough, I'll give a tutorial about how the game is played, and be sure you stick around for the end of the video where I share my thoughts about the game in general. A huge shout out to Genius Games for sending me a copy to share with y'all here today, but without further ado, let's get started. Here's a game of EcoSystem Coral Reef set up and ready to play. Over the course of the game, we'll be drafting 20 cards to build our ecosystem. Different cards will have unique scoring as listed on the reference card and will typically belong to one of three different categories: producers, prey, and predators. For the solo game setup, we're going to shuffle all the cards in our deck and deal ourselves a starting hand of 10 cards. You can also keep the reference card nearby. Each turn, we are going to choose one of the cards, placing it into our ecosystem. Our final ecosystem will be 4 rows of cards with 5 cards in each row. So when placing a new card, you have to make sure it's orthogonally adjacent to a previously placed card, and they can't exceed that 4x5 grid. Our AI opponent Mocha will then take a card at random, placing it into their grid. They'll be starting in the top left corner and filling in each row from left to right and from top to bottom. We'll then take one card at random and shuffle it into the hand. However, if Mocha has finished one of their rows, we'll take 5 cards instead of 1. Once we've completed drafting all 20 cards, we'll add up our totals based on the unique scoring for each card, and the group of cards, again being producers, prey, or predators that scores the least, will actually double their score. We'll also total up Mocha's cards, and all in all, for a normal difficulty solo game, we're looking to score at least 70 points more than our AI opponent Mocha in order to count it as a victory. And that's all we need to know to get started. So we're just going to jump in here with our very first turn. I do really like this coral card, as we have 2 eels. Coral will need to be placed on the bottom in order to score 3 points, which will give us less flexibility. However, with these 2 eels, we can guarantee we'll get one of them, and these can get us big points for any prey animals that are placed next to them. So I think we're going to draft this coral and estimate that it'll be somewhere towards the bottom of our ecosystem. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these cards up, and we'll actually be putting Mocha's ecosystem over here, I think. So they got a grouper as their first card, and we'll draw one and add it. Okay, so our new card is a krill, but I think we want to go ahead and continue with our plan of drafting the eel, as it is a predator, and now we have a producer and a predator in our ecosystem. We're going to randomly deal 1 to Mocha. You can see that the game really rewards you for having as balanced of an ecosystem as possible. So that is what we are going to aim to do. Meaning it would be great to take a prey animal next. This crab is the only one we have, and crabs will actually get us points for the number of plankton in their same row. So I think we'll put this in row 3 so that we can have up to 4 cards in that same row that can score. All right, and let's see what Mocha gets. An octopus. If it was played to ours, we would be able to swap up to 2 cards or move 1 card, but instead it is going to Mocha. And we pulled a krill. Now there are 3 krill, and they can score up to 9 points for a group of 3 or more. We may want to start pulling some of those. However, we also have turtles, which, as you can see, are not denoted in one of the 3 categories, but they can get us 2 points for each column and row that has a turtle. So that might be a good one to take. I'm not really sure quite at this point. I think we'll go ahead and take a turtle and see what Mocha takes next. We haven't seen any plankton, interestingly enough, and they are one of the producers. Okay, they have a whale, which is worth a lot of points, but it will flip one of the cards face down. So that may give us an opportunity to flip that 3-point octopus. Okay. And we have a grouper. Excellent. We're going to put this right next to our eel. Groupers will score for adjacent krill, so we can start to build up some krill maybe over here. And then Mocha's going to take a card. Let's see what they get. They get a krill, one of the ones that we probably wanted in our tableau, unfortunately. So being that Mocha has just finished their row, as you can see, we're running low on cards, so we're actually going to get 5 new cards into our hand. And those new cards are plankton, clownfish, a grouper, and a shark. Interesting. I think we want to take the plankton. Whoever has the majority of plankton at the end of the game will get 12 points, and Mocha can beat us by having more of that. So let's put this here so we can leave some room for krill for our grouper. And let's see what Mocha gets next. All right, they got a turtle. We're going to add a random card, which is a krill. And why don't we go ahead and place that right next to our grouper as planned. Everything looks like it's coming together so far pretty well, except they just took another krill and it's placed adjacent. What are the chances? So that'll be 4 points for them. I think we should probably take the other krill and place it down here to try to limit the 9-point combo that Mocha could get. And we will shuffle up here and see what they get. They have an eel. Okay, the eel only scores if it's adjacent to coral, which is also denoted in the illustration, which is pretty nice. Let's see, we got krill again. So let's go ahead and make that a group of 3 for 9 points. And let's see what Mocha gets next. We have a grouper and we'll take our card. Let's see, we could... there's no more plankton. We could take another turtle to try to score maybe down here. We could take clownfish, which get points for each adjacent plankton or coral. So instead of the turtle, let's put it here because it will feed our eel and it'll feed off of the plankton that's there already. So I think that'll be okay. And Mocha's going to get a clownfish as well. We finished a row, so we're going to draw 5 new cards here. We have an eel, krill, a clownfish, an octopus, and more krill. Okay, so in total, this is what we're working with. The shark will get us 2 points for each prey in the same row and column. We do have 2 prey in this row. If we put it here, we would also get in this row. So if I put it here, that might be a great opportunity for us to get some more predator points. And then let's see what Mocha gets. They have an octopus. Excellent. All right, so let's take our card. And we have that turtle we were talking about earlier. Although it's not a prey animal, we could put it down here. This fills out our 5. Only have a couple spots left, honestly. I don't think that putting a clownfish here wouldn't get us any points because there's no adjacent coral or plankton. So I think the turtle's the best bet for us. And then let's see what Mocha gets. Another whale, yikes. Okay, that's fine. Nobody panic. We can put the crab here and hope we get more plankton. And it'll double score for those crab cards, but we'll see. Okay, and Mocha's gonna get a turtle. We are going to get a turtle that we could place. We could also start more krill up here. Unfortunately, this eel isn't going to do us a lot of good unless we put it here. That might be the best bet though, because it does get us 4 points from this clownfish. But I think let's go ahead and lock that in and see what happens. Okay, so we're gonna place this turtle card here and draw a new card. We have coral. Interesting. So the coral, because we filled out our bottom roll, will not score us any additional points. However, we also don't want Mocha to get coral because they're about to work on their bottom row. It's a sacrifice we just might have to make. Luckily, we did take the eel, so the coral won't compound off of that for their score, but ooh, it's kind of tough. We will start working on the krill up here. We could get up to 3 while saving room for plankton, hopefully. And let's see, Mocha gets another clownfish. Okay, we're gonna add our new 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have coral, krill. Oh, another plankton. We don't want to tie, so I think we have to take that and put it here for our crabs. The grouper gets points for adjacent krill. So maybe we'll put the plankton here. We can have some open spots there. And let's see what the first card is for Mocha's bottom row. I'm going to slide these up very slightly here to make a little bit more room. Okay. And they have, krill, of course. Let's see what we get. We got another coral. They're going to have 9 points in coral. That is unfortunate. But I still think it's better for us to take some other cards. Let's put this krill here so we can get the scoring for the grouper. Man, that is not looking great, to be honest. And yet there's that 3 points for coral. For Mocha, we do have another plankton, but they will only have second most, so I think it's okay to give it to them. And our plankton isn't going to score us any extra points based off of where our crabs are right now. So I think what we'll do is take the turtle. Won't score us anything unless we put it here or here for an extra 2 points. The clownfish will get us points for extra coral and plankton, which we could put a coral or a plankton there for 2 more points. And I don't think we're going to get another krill, but we'll see. Okay, and they got the plankton, so it's up to us. We got a crab, not great. So let's just take that coral. It won't score points itself, but it will feed our clownfish. And then Mocha's going to take a random card, which is the turtle. And we're going to be drafting our last card here, which we can take a plankton so that they can't get it for sure, as the crab and the coral won't get us any points. I think we'd better be on the safe side. And here is Mocha's last card, which is coral. Okay, so now we're going to move on to scoring, and we'll total up each category for ourselves and for our opponent, Mocha. The first thing we're going to look at is coral. For us, we only have 3 points in coral since we have 1 on the bottom, and Mocha has 2 for a total of 6 points. For krill, we have a group of 3, which is worth 9 points, and 2, which is worth 4 points, for a total of 13. Mocha, on the other hand, has 1 for 1 point, and another 1 for 1 point, 2 for 4 points, so a total of 6. Then for our last producer, we have plankton. We do have the most, which is 12 for us, and Mocha will get 8 points for having the second most. Unfortunately, they did get that 1 plankton card. Then we're going to move on to our prey. For groupers, we get 3 points for each adjacent krill. We have 1 grouper with 3 adjacent, so that's 9 points. And for Mocha, they have a grouper, but no krill adjacent, so that's going to be 0. Our clownfish is going to get 2 for each adjacent coral or plankton. This clownfish has 2, 4, 6 total points. And for Mocha, we have 2 clownfish. There is a coral adjacent to this one, so they get 2 points. Then our crab is going to get 2 points for each plankton in the same row. So this crab has 2, 4. This crab has 4 as well, for a total of 8 points. And Mocha does not have a crab in their ecosystem, so that will be a 0. And our last category are the predators. For the eel, we get 4 points for each adjacent fish if it's connected to coral. So we do have one here with an eel. So this is 1 for this one. And then for this one, 2, 3, 4 times 4 is 16 points. Wow, we did a good job with that one. Here, there are no eels connected to coral, so that's going to be a 0. Sharks will score 2 points for each prey in the same row or column. So we have 1 for this shark, 2, 3, for a total of 6 points. And Mocha, I believe, does not have any sharks, so that's going to be a 0. Now, we don't have whales, and I did forget to do this at the beginning of scoring, but for Mocha's cards, they are going to turn over one of the adjacent cards next to the whale before scoring 2 points per krill in their ecosystem. So this whale could turn over this octopus, which is worth 3 points, or this turtle, which is worth 4. I think they're going to go ahead and turn over the turtle, which is worth 4. And this whale is probably going to turn over this krill because it counts as 2 for both whales. So we'll do that, meaning that their actual krill score should be 1 less at a total of 5 points. So we'll go ahead and amend that. Again, that should be done at the beginning of scoring. That was my fault. And for the whales, they're going to score 2 per krill in the ecosystem. So Mocha's ecosystem has 1, 2, 3 krill times 2, which is 6 points per whale. They have 2 whales, so that is 12 points total. So now we're going to look at the total for each of the different groups. My total for producers is 25 plus 3, which is 28. Mocha's total for producers is 6 plus 5 plus 8, which comes out to be 11 plus 8, which is 19. For prey animals, I have 9, 6, and 8, so that's 17, 23. And Mocha's score is only 2. And our predator score is 16 plus 6, which is 22. Pretty balanced. 22 to 28. Mocha's is 12. So they will get 2 points for their bonus since their prey category was the lowest with 2. And we will get a bonus 22 points for our predators coming in at 22. Then we're going to score our turtle and octopus cards. So for me, I have a turtle in this column and row, which is 2, 4, and then we have 6, 8. Points up there. We do not have any octopus cards. In Mocha's, we have 2, 4 for this turtle, 6, 8, 10 points. Yikes. And they also have 2 octopus cards, which is 6. So adding everything together from this line below, we have, this would be 50, 60, 70, 80, 95 plus 8, 103 points. Mocha, on the other hand, has 2, 4, 10, 20, 32 plus 19, 42, 51 points. So unfortunately, that brings us to a difference of 52. For an easy victory, we would have needed 55 points. We were close, but that's a far cry from a 70-point difference needed for a normal victory. So while our ecosystem was balanced, it could definitely still be optimized for future playthroughs. So there you have it. That is a solo playthrough of EcoSystem Coral Reef. This is a very straight and to the point drafting game. It's got a lot of high educational content. I love the fact that all of the cards score uniquely and true to their actual counterparts in nature. Not only that, having a balanced ecosystem will likely get you the biggest reward with those producers, prey, and predators. The packaging of the game is gorgeous. I love the table presence. The cards are relatively small, so even though you're creating a large grid, it doesn't take up too much table space. And the solo mode is so quick and so streamlined. I love it. The way that they emulate drafting with adding in those new cards that you would be seeing pass from your opponent gives you a little bit of ability to plan ahead, but not all the information at once. I think it's a really great implementation of this game for a solo experience. The one criticism I do have, and maybe this is more of a consideration than criticism, is the replayability on this one isn't necessarily going to be the highest. Yes, in each game you might see some different cards that you haven't seen before, the distributions will be different, but where you place the cards and how you want to arrange them, there's a very clear optimized way of doing that. So from play to play, the game does feel very samey. However, I do think it's a great small filler game, and what it does well. So if you're doing that well over and over again, that's up to you to decide whether that's for you or not. If the underwater theme isn't your liking, not to worry, the original ecosystem is based in the forest, and there's a new version of ecosystem that's also based in the savannah with slightly different mechanics in each. Overall, I personally really enjoy ecosystem Coral Reef. I think it's a great option for a nice relaxing solo drafting game, and it plays up to 6 players, so it's a great filler for game night as well. And that's all the time we have for today. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please feel free to support down below. You can do that through any number of different things: liking the video, subscribing, clicking the bell for notifications, and signing up for a channel membership for as low as 99 cents per month. What can you get for 99 cents a month? A membership here on this channel. Thanks as always for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.